June 6, 1980. A recording studio in Stockholm, Sweden. Agnetha Fältskog stands in the vocal booth. She is holding a bottle of brandy. She needs it. The man sitting at the mixing desk, the man producing her vocals, is Björn Ulvaeus, her ex-husband. They have been divorced for less than a year. The wounds are still fresh. And on this day, Björn has handed her a new song. It's a ballad. He wrote the lyrics. The lyrics are brutal. They describe a husband leaving his wife. They talk about the pain of losing. They mention the new woman in his life. He is asking his own ex-wife to sing about the destruction of their marriage while he watches from the control room. Psychologists would call this emotional torture. ABBA called it a hit single. We think of ABBA as the ultimate party band. The satin jumpsuits, the dancing queens, the glitter. But if you peel back the sequined curtain, you find one of the darkest psychological experiments in music history. This is the story of two couples who fell in love, conquered the world, and then slowly tore each other apart, all while the tape was rolling. To understand the tragedy, you have to understand the height from which they fell. Before they were a global corporation, they were just two couples in love. It started in the late 60s. Björn and Benny were best friends, a songwriting duo trying to make it big. Then they met the girls, and the chemistry wasn't just musical, it was romantic. Björn and Agnetha were the golden couple. They were the Swedish equivalent of prom king and queen. They got married in 1971. Thousands of people lined the streets. It was a national event. They represented innocence, young love, and stability. Benny and Frida were the cool couple. They lived together for years before marrying. They were the bohemians, the artistic soul of the group. When they formed ABBA, that love was their superpower. Watch the performance of Waterloo from 1974. Look at the way they look at each other. They aren't just bandmates. They are a family. They lived on the same island. They vacationed together. They raised children together. For the first 5 years, ABBA was a fortress of happiness. But fame is a corrosive element. And when you become the biggest band in the world, the fortress starts to crack. By 1978, the fairy tale was a nightmare. The touring was relentless. The media scrutiny was invasive. Agnetha, in particular, suffered. She was the blonde one, the face of the band. The press was obsessed with her bottom, her looks, her every move. She hated it. She had young children at home. She was terrified of flying. Every tour was an ordeal. She wanted to be a mother. The world wanted her to be a superstar. Björn, meanwhile, was the workaholic. He thrived on the success. The tension became unbearable. They tried therapy. They tried scheduling love time. But on Christmas Eve, 1978, the golden couple broke. Agnetha moved out. The world expected the band to dissolve. How could they continue? But ABBA was a business as much as a band. They issued a statement that seems insane in hindsight. We have agreed to end our marriage. It is a friendly divorce. The band will continue. A friendly divorce. Within days of moving out, Björn was dating a woman who looked suspiciously like Agnetha. Within a year, he was remarried, and yet they toured. Imagine this. You are Agnetha. You are flying around the world, which you hate. You are leaving your children, which breaks your heart. And you are standing on stage every night next to your ex-husband, singing love songs about how happy you used to be. This is where the music shifted. The pure disco pop of Dancing Queen was gone. In its place came Super Trooper. It is a glossy album, but the lyrics are cry for help. Björn and Benny were the songwriters, and consciously or not, they began to use the lyrics to process their reality. The winner takes it all is the smoking gun. Björn has always claimed it wasn't strictly autobiographical. He said, "There were no winners in our divorce," but the emotions are too specific. Agnetha later said, "I found it hard to sing because the words were so heartbreaking." But she was a professional. She delivered it with a trembling lip, a tear in her eye, and perfect pitch. It went to #1. Their misery was profitable. And then the contagion spread. The stress of the golden couple's divorce poisoned the water for the cool couple. In 1981, Benny and Frida announced their divorce. Benny, like Björn, moved on instantly. He remarried almost immediately. Frida was left alone. Now, the band wasn't two couples. It was four single people, two ex-wives and two ex-husbands, trapped in a contract. The lyrics became even more pointed. "One of us" describes a woman lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, wishing she was the one who had left. "When all is said and done" was Benny's goodbye letter to Frida. Frida said later that singing that song was like having a bullet removed. It hurt, but it was necessary. If you want to see the most awkward interview in history, look up ABBA on Dick Cavett in 1981. They look like they are at a funeral. They are barely speaking. The joy is dead. Their final album, The Visitors, is a masterpiece of paranoia. It's cold. It's synthesized. The cover shows them standing in a dark room, isolated from each other.
Stirring in his restless sleep tonight.
By 1982, they couldn't do it anymore. They didn't even officially break up. They just walked away. Agnetha retreated to an island and became a recluse. Benny and Björn kept writing musicals. Frida reinvented herself. They left a legacy of perfect pop, but they paid for it with their personal lives. They sacrificed their marriages on the altar of the band. For 40 years, silence. And then, a resurrection. They didn't return as the broken couples of 1982. They returned as digital ghosts, immortal, ageless, and finally, safe from the world that tore them apart. Digital versions of their younger selves, frozen in 1979. Before the divorces got ugly, before the pain set in. It makes perfect sense. In the digital world, they can be the happy couples forever. They can sing "The winner takes it all" without feeling the sting of the lyrics. ABBA proved that you can turn heartbreak into gold, but you can't buy back what you lost. Which ABBA era do you prefer? The happy Waterloo days or the moody winner takes it all days? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into music history.